Let's discuss one of the biggest lies ever told about the state of American politics right now. Donald Trump has been claiming for a long time. We inherited a mess from Joe Biden. Record inflation, the worst economy we've ever seen. I inherited a mess. He says it like it explains everything. If anything doesn't look perfect today, it's because of the mess he inherited. And if anything looks good today, it's because of what Donald Trump did. Of course, that's not what happened. Let me give you first one example of Trump saying this, just so you know I'm not making it up. I could play dozens of these. This is just one example of Trump's "we inherited a mess."
To combat war, etc. And you kind of take some of the same strategies. Would love to hear your thoughts about where we are as a nation, how we're doing.
Well, we're doing great, and recruitment is doing phenomenally. People have spirit. Our stock market hit an all-time high. Prices are coming down. We inherited a mess. Prices are coming way down. And
all right, we inherited a mess. Inheriting a mess is the excuse people use after wrecking something that was at least somewhat working. Trump didn't inherit a broken economy. He inherited an economy that was pretty good by most measures, but still had the problems that the American economy has with regard to inequality in wages and in other areas that we cover. But by the traditional standards, the economy was basically okay when Trump inherited it from Biden. And then he started to break it. He took office. Unemployment was near historic lows. Inflation had been brought under control. It fell from the post-pandemic peak of 9% down to bouncing between 2.5% and 3%. It wasn't a recent decline. Inflation was down that low dating back to June of 2023. Wages were going up, including for low-income workers. The stock market was doing well. Corporate profits, if that's what you care about, were strong. That's not a mess. That is an economy that had a huge global shock and is now stabilizing. But Trump needs the lie. Blaming Biden is the foundation of his entire economic defense. Every price increase, every slowdown, every bad headline, it's someone else's fault. And he even rated his own economy an A plus, 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 plus. I think there were 5 pluses. When voters were telling pollsters we're struggling. Prices have continued to go up, but Trump said they'd come down. And instead of adjusting policy to actually deal with the problems, Trump gaslights. We inherited a mess. And what Trump does not want you to focus on is that many of today's economic problems don't just come from Trump's current decisions. They come from the decisions Trump made during his first term. I'll give you some examples. Start with inflation. Right-wing media loves to pretend that inflation magically appeared under Joe Biden. Now, of course, that's nonsense. Inflation started to climb during COVID under Trump, and Biden inherited that from Donald Trump, and it kept climbing as it did globally for a bit. And it happened because Trump botched the pandemic response. Yes, inflation went up in all Western wealthy countries, but it went up more versus less depending on what presidents did. And if Trump had taken COVID seriously from day one, instead of calling Fauci a liar and downplaying the virus, the economy wouldn't have collapsed the way that it did. The Federal Reserve wouldn't have turned on the money printer at full blast to keep things from imploding were it not for Trump. The emergency money printing fueled inflation later on. The inflation people complain about today, you can to a degree trace it back to that moment. Now, it's kind of ironic that the same flood of money also propped up markets, and it juiced asset prices, and it helped Trump politically down the line because Trump was able to benefit from the chaos he created by requiring the money printing, which propped up the stock market, which Trump then actually took credit for. So that's the part that the right never wants to talk about. Biden inherits a pandemic economy, gets inflation down, stabilizes employment, gets prices somewhat more under control. Then Trump comes back and goes, let's put tariffs on everything. Shrinks the labor force by doing immigration crackdowns and laying off federal workers, cuts research funding, starts a trade war with reality as well as every other country. And when costs go up, Trump goes, well, we inherited a mess and it's like mostly just beef. No, Trump inherited a post-pandemic recovery and he disrupted it. And if Trump had done nothing, we'd be better off today. Things wouldn't be perfect, but if Trump had done no new tariffs, no designed labor shortages, no sabotage of renewable energy projects, just don't do anything, we would be better than we are today. Trump didn't campaign on, I'm going to leave things alone. Trump said, oh, prices are going to come down right away. Affordability is going to increase right away. We're going to have a golden age. And now they're like, well, it's going to be the end of 2025, first few weeks, first few months of 2026, Q2 of 2026 is the latest that I've heard. We are now 11 months into this thing. Prices didn't drop. Housing isn't suddenly affordable. Health insurance premiums are about to jump. Cuts to Medicaid and food assistance are coming. And when people feel the pain, Trump has a script ready. I inherited a mess. Let's scapegoat Biden. Let's scapegoat Obama if we need to. Let's scapegoat immigrants. Let's blame judges who are making partisan decisions. Blame anybody you can other than yourself. You don't get to claim credit for the good and disown the bad, which is what Trump wants to do. And the clearest proof that I inherited a mess is a lie is that the economy was improving before Trump started applying his solutions, which have only made the problem even worse.